Welcome back everybody to another Dragon Ball Super card game deck profile video. This is Chris here from CTJ, bringing you guys another one of my awesome deck profiles. And today we're going to be going over everybody's favorite mono black leader, Hatch-Yak. If you guys like this, please let us know down in the comments, like and subscribe, and let us know what deck profiles you guys like to see us run in the future. We'll see what we can come up with. So with Hatch-Yak, I enjoy playing Hatch-Yak a lot. Sounds kind of weird to say. I know a lot of people don't like playing this leader or even playing against this leader, but to me it's very fun to be able to play these sort of mid-game control decks. Now, with Hatch-Yak, the one card that I do not have for this deck is going to be the Beyond Darkness Nimigra. It is a very, very good card. It's not needed. You can actually win a lot without that card if you play the deck properly, but it is definitely something very good to have. It's not a bad idea to run an ultimate in your deck, but I don't have it, so I can't run it at the moment. But that is something that I would add to this deck. So for the effect on this, basically has Flying Nimbus. Both people, the Hatch-Yak player and the opponent, cannot attack more than once with a battle card unless it is over a 7-drop. Basically over an 8-drop, I'm sorry. Then once per turn, the effect on here, you can place one card underneath this, one card in your drop, and then you draw a card. Once you get 3 cards underneath this, and you only have black energy, you can draw one and activate the Hatch-Yak leader. So on this side too, you also can't attack. So the quicker you can put cards underneath this, the better. So with Hatch-Yak, you can only play black battle cards, which is, you know, a staple. It's basically a mono black with maybe a few, you know, tech cards in there. But with this, card swings, gains 5k, and draw 1. So the leader is pretty simple. The effect, though, where you can only attack once, you basically can swing with your leader and one other card, unless it's an 8-drop or more. Basically makes the game go on very, very long. So a lot of aggressive decks like the babies, even some of the surge leaders, don't do well into this just because you can't really do anything. So we'll go into what I'm running. I run a very interesting package. I took a lot of inspiration from some other players and I've added some other things in there that I like. One of the big things is I run a decent amount of Shenrons, which you guys will see in the deck. So first we'll go into the some of the early game stuff. The Supreme Kai of Time Regulator, blocker, draw 1, pretty simple card. But definitely helps kind of get the job done early. We have the Son Goku package, just too good not to run, really. I run my ratio of running 3 of these and 4 of these. It seems pretty well. I generally get 2 of these out. I probably would bump this up to 1 if I had it. I think having 4-star balls is pretty good. You don't really want to add too many more. It kind of messes up ratios with other cards that you have. I do run two skillless Super Saiyan Trunkses, so I can pull this out. It is kind of helpful if I'm not getting cards that I really need and I'm not able to fill up my drop area. At least I can tap 2 mana, I can play out a 20k beater, and I can continue to bring it back if I absolutely need to. Just sort of an early game pressure. That way I can deal some damage and also continue to just have some sort of rhythm on the field. Run 3 of the Lychee blockers. Decent card. You only really play this card for the fact of you place 2 cards in your drop when this card comes out. This card can also be played from the drop area. You tap 2 mana, you can play it. Then you take 2 cards from your deck, place them in the drop area. 10k blocker. It's decent. Better than the 1-drop that I completely took out of my deck. The Dr. Lychee. That's a 1-drop blocker. Not very good. This one at least has some viability to it in the deck. Then I run the Son Goku Xeno package of the Making an Entrance, and then I run 2 Crisis Crushers. This card's very easy to see. You're going to get this card multiple times a game. 1, play it out, negate. This is good too if you get this early, because if you don't have it on the field already, or if you don't have any battle cards, you can play this out for 1. And then once per turn, you can KO an opponent's battle card with 1 cost or less. This kind of helps keep some stability early. especially if you're playing against red decks where they're using the that three drop Beers that comes out as a 1. It has crit. Good to just kind of get rid of that. And then I run the Son Goku Saiyan Transcendence. That way I can evolve. Card's good. You're able to pull a lot of your cards back from your warp into your drop. So you're able to overwhelm a few more times during the game. I may bump this up to 3, depending. Most of my play testing, I've only lost to a few people who have really expensive decks with Hatch-Yak, so everybody else I've beaten pretty easily. Super combos, I run the Trunks for now. Seems like the best one to run. I'm definitely going to be running the Bibbidi super combo that's coming out in set 9 with this. But until then, I just run the Trunks. It's just the easiest one to run at the moment. We have the Ghost Warrior package. I run 1 Turles, 3 Slugs, and then 2 of the 4-drop Hatch-Yaks. I don't run a lot of Ghost Warriors. I find them to not be as useful as I once thought they were. This one's okay. It's not super useful. I may actually take this out and add the Cooler, which gives one of your opponents minus 10k, just to help kind of remove a card from the field. This one's useful. Definitely should run 4 of them. If I sideboarded 1 just to see if I kind of need one against certain matchups. And this card here is not very good at all. You really only play this card out so you can get your big boy Hatch-Yak out, which is the Fueled by Hatred. I only have 2. I ordered 2 more of them, so I will have a total of 4 that I will be running. It's a 25k dual attack. You also can place this card, and I've seen Hatch-Yak players. I don't know if they really read the card, but you really want to have this card in your drop area. You don't want to have it in your hand. One of the effects on this card is you can place this card in your drop area, and then you can negate an attack. So, kind of nice. Basically, just a free negate. Also, with this card, if you try to cast this from your hand, this is actually an 8-drop, I believe. Yeah, this card. If your leader is a black machine mutant, this card's energy cost is increased by 3. So you want to have this card in your drop area. You want to have this out. Then it basically only costs 4 mana, and then you can play this card out. Pretty easy like that. You also, the effect on this card, you can choose 3 battle cards from your drop area between 3 and 7. Place them at the bottom of your deck. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and send it to the owner's warp. So if you want to, instead of having to recycle cards back in, you actually can just remove a card, any card that you want from the game, and then you can use the Super Saiyan Transcendence to pull those back into your drop area. That way you can recycle and do more of that fun stuff. So this card's definitely a must to run 4 of. I don't run the promo Turles, which is probably what I would remove that for, now that I'm thinking about it. And I don't run Everlasting Hatred, which is the promo Hatch-Yak card. I will probably run one of those in this deck. It's not really needed. The Turles is definitely better. We run 4 Power Bursts. Negates, you pull a 1-drop back, play it, so you can either play out the Time Regulator Supreme Kai, or you can pull out the Making an Entrance Son Goku. That way you have more negates. So with this, you have a total of 7 negates. Oh no, you have these 4, plus the 3 Son Goku, that makes 7. And then you can basically use these to pull out those Gokus again. So it gives you a total of 4 more. So, pretty good. Don't really need too many extra cards in this deck. Destron Gas and Ultimate Blow are 2 cards that could be very useful, but I don't find them to be very useful in this deck for whatever reason. It just doesn't seem to work out for me too much. Every time I use it, I just don't really get a lot of use out of it. So I run 3 of the Shenron Figure of Majesty, and I run 2 of the Shenron Wish Granters. I've seen a lot of people run 2 and 2. I've seen people run 4 and 1. This ratio seems to work for me pretty well. Just pull this out so I can, get some, I can restand some mana. You can also do this if you want to try to go for game. Summon this out and give one of your battle cards or your leader 15k in Triple Strike. Like, basically, you can give it the Hatch-Yak. He becomes 35k in Triple Strike. Pretty hard to block. This one's awesome because you can activate this literally every turn. You draw 1, and then you basically can activate one of these. You can give a card 5k in crit. You can place a 2-drop from your drop area and play it. You can restand 2 mana. This is just a really, really good card. Running 4 of these is also not a bad idea as well. So if you do have 4 of them, don't feel like you can't run 4 of them. This is just what I like to run, just because I like to be able to have a good ratio with the Wish Granters as well. Now for the final part of the deck, I run 1 Trunks, Power Overseeing Time. I've run 2, I've run 3. I may go back to 2. It seems when I run 1 of this, I either see it or it's in my life. It's I generally, like 80% of the time, I'm gonna see this card. For whatever reason, it just never goes in my life. But there's been a few games where I don't have access to it, and it kind of screws me up a little bit. But that's why you have the Super Saiyan Goku cards that kind of help pull cards back, so you don't really need to. And then I have my 3 endgame cards. Depends on which one I'm gonna use, or I even get the Mirror. Very good. You know, we already know what it does. You gain 5k. Then if you have one of the Shenrons, you can give it 15k in crit, or not 15k in crit. You can give it 15k in triple strike, or you can give it 5k in crit. Makes it really strong. You have Dark Banisher Fu, same thing, triple strike. You can give it crit. You can do whatever you want with that. Then you have Fu, Shrouded in Mystery, very good card. I've ran 2 of this before in the deck, but it just doesn't seem to work really well. I tried to make up for the fact that I don't have the Beyond Darkness Demigra, but this ratio seems to be pretty well. I can kind of choose how the game's going and use one of these to end the game with. And then for some tech items that I like to run, Further Destruction Champa gives a card double strike, very good card. You should run it. I run Godly Aptitude Super Saiyan Son Goku. This is good if I'm having a weird matchup where somebody's just able to get a card out that I don't have an answer for in my deck. If I have this card in my hand, I'm going to play it out, just send it to the warp. Hopefully it doesn't have barrier. It's mainly the reason why I run it, and the fact that it's recyclable. The fact that it is a 3-drop. Also, this is recyclable as well, because it is a 3-drop. Or 3-drop, I mean it's between 3 and 7, I should say. So I can pull these back into my deck and then continue to use them as well. And then this is kind of weird. I run 2 Umbral Invitation Toas. It's Dark Overwhelm, which all your cards are black except for this card in your deck anyways. And if you guys don't know what this ability does, when you play this card, it does not have to be played with Overwhelm. So if you don't use it with Overwhelm, you can still use this ability. So you can actually hardcast this. But if you don't, it's a 1-drop. It's a 1 cost with a 4 Dark Overwhelm. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost 3 or less and gain control over it. This card has won me some very interesting games just because I've removed a card that they need. So I played against somebody and they used the Dawn of Divinity Son Goku, took that card, swung with it to their life. I've taken some other interesting cards away, whether it's Goji to 7 pieces or baby pieces, and just kind of removed, kind of put a kink in their machine of what they're trying to run. A lot of people don't expect you to run this. What's really nice is that people will waste the Denial of Hopes, some other cards on trying to kill this because they don't want to lose cards. It's a very weird thing. When you play this out, I've had people just look at it and go, what does it do? You go, oh, it gains control? No, nope, nope. And then they'll just kill it. And I'm like, oh, cool, sweet. You just wasted your Denial of Hope for a card that really doesn't mean a whole lot to my deck. It's mainly there just to soak up some extra cards. But that's kind of what I run. Like I said, the big difference that I would make is the Turles Unstoppable Warrior, which is the promo, and also the Beyond Darkness Demigra. Well, both of those are very awesome cards. But that is my Hatch-Check deck. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and let me know if there's any other deck profiles you guys like to see us do or would recommend to us. We love having some new ideas. Till the next video, I'll see you guys then.